The Hollow Brook House. The wind howled through the leafless trees, carrying with it the bitter chill of late autumn. Hollow Brook House stood alone on the outskirts of town, a decaying mansion with a history as dark as the ominous clouds that loomed overhead. Sarah, a curious journalist, had heard whispers about the house for years, stories of strange occurrences, eerie apparitions, and an unsettling aura that clung to the place like a shroud. Driven by her insatiable thirst for a gripping story, Sarah decided to spend a night inside the infamous Hollowbrook house. As she approached the wrought iron gate, it creaked open slowly, as if inviting her in. The overgrown path leading to the front door was strewn with fallen leaves, creating a hauntingly beautiful tapestry of colors. The house itself was a Victorian masterpiece, though now in a state of decay. Its once grand windows were shattered, and ivy had claimed the walls like a malevolent serpent. Sarah pushed open the massive oak door, revealing a cavernous entrance hall. Dust motes danced in the weak light filtering through the grimy windows. The air felt heavy with history, and Sarah shivered as she took her first step inside. She set up her equipment, arranging cameras and voice recorders strategically throughout the house. Night fell quickly, and the mansion's oppressive silence grew louder. Sarah settled into a threadbare armchair in the parlor, her camera trained on her expectant face. Hours passed, and Sarah's excitement began to wane. Nothing out of the ordinary had occurred. Just as she was considering packing up and calling it a night, a soft, mournful sound echoed through the house. It was a distant, ghostly whisper. Sarah's heart raced as she followed the sound down a dimly lit corridor. The voice seemed to be calling to her, drawing her deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine interior. It grew louder with each step, and Sarah realized it was singing, a hauntingly beautiful melody filled with sorrow and longing. She finally arrived at a door covered in faded floral wallpaper. The singing was unmistakably coming from behind it. Sarah hesitated, but then turned the tarnished brass doorknob and stepped inside. The room was shrouded in darkness, save for the faint glow of a flickering candle. It revealed an ornate vanity mirror, adorned with age-worn photographs and dried flowers. In front of the mirror, a spectral figure swayed gently, her voice a mournful lament. Sarah gasped. The woman in the mirror had long, raven-black hair cascading over a Victorian-era gown. Her eyes, hollow and sad, met Sarah's in the reflection. The singing continued, filling the room with an eerie resonance. "Who are you?" Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. The ghostly figure in the mirror turned to face her. "I am Eliza," she replied, her voice as soft as a whisper, yet carrying an unearthly weight. Sarah's heart raced, but she couldn't tear her eyes away from the spectral image before her. "Why are you here?" Eliza's gaze was fixed on the mirror. "I've been trapped in this house for so long, unable to find peace. I sing to remember the life I once had, the love I once knew." Sarah was captivated by Eliza's tragic tale. "How did you end up like this?" Eliza's voice grew fainter, as if she were fading away. "I was a bride, but my love was forbidden. We tried to elope, but it ended in tragedy. I died here, waiting for him to return." Sarah's investigative instincts took over. "Can you show me? Show me what happened." The room grew colder, and Sarah watched in awe as the mirror revealed scenes from the past. Eliza's life played out before her, a tragic love story that ended in bloodshed and despair. In the vision, Eliza was dressed in her wedding gown, waiting anxiously by the window. A knock at the door filled her with hope, but it quickly turned to dread as she opened it to reveal her lover, bloodied and lifeless. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, a grotesque, disfigured specter that bore a twisted grin. Eliza's screams filled the room as she was dragged away, leaving behind only her reflection in the mirror. Sarah's heart ached as she watched the tragedy unfold. The room seemed to pulse with the pain and sorrow of the past. "What can I do to help you find peace?" Sarah asked, her voice trembling. Eliza's gaze met Sarah's once more. "You must find my beloved's remains and lay them to rest. Only then can I find peace." Sarah agreed to help, determined to unravel the mystery and free Eliza's tormented spirit. Armed with newfound purpose, she ventured into the darkness of Hollowbrook House, searching for clues that would lead her to Eliza's lover. The house seemed to come alive around her. The creaking of the floorboards, the whispering of the wind, all conspiring to guide her towards her goal. She followed a series of cryptic symbols etched into the walls, leading her deeper into the mansion's labyrinthine corridors. Finally, Sarah discovered a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with strange symbols and arcane writings. In the center of the room lay a dusty, old trunk. With trembling hands, she opened it to reveal a tattered wedding dress and a blood-stained note. The note revealed the truth of Eliza's lover, a man named Samuel, who had been wrongfully accused of a crime he did not commit. His life had been taken in a cruel twist of fate, leaving Eliza to suffer for a love that had been torn asunder. Sarah realized that Samuel's remains must be buried somewhere within the house, a grim reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded there. She followed the clues from the note, navigating the treacherous terrain of Hollowbrook House, until she discovered a hidden crypt beneath the mansion's foundations. In the crypt, Sarah uncovered Samuel's long-forgotten resting place. His bones were laid to rest, and Sarah said a prayer for his tormented soul. As she did, a profound sense of peace washed over her. Back in the parlor, Sarah faced the mirror once more. "It is done, Eliza. Samuel has been laid to rest." Eliza's reflection in the mirror smiled, a radiant expression of gratitude. "Thank you, kind soul. I can finally find peace." As the first light of dawn broke through the darkness, the mansion seemed to sigh in relief. The oppressive atmosphere that had clung to Hollowbrook House for so long lifted, and a sense of tranquility settled over the once haunted mansion. Sarah knew that her encounter with Eliza and Samuel was a story unlike any other she had ever uncovered. With her mission complete, she left the mansion behind, forever changed by her encounter with the restless spirits of Hollowbrook House. And though the world would never know the full extent of the darkness that had once consumed the mansion, Sarah's heart carried the memory of the tragic love story that had unfolded within its walls. Hollowbrook House had whispered its secrets to her, and she had listened, bearing witness to a love that transcended death itself. As she walked away,